Okay, we'll do. Love you.
Okay, love it.
Happy New Year. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Taking Care of Yourself in 2026. I would love to know, what are your New Year's resolutions? What are your plans? Did you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday? I hope so. So today I'm actually going to be working out in my scrubs because I was just at the clinic. So that would be my ode to SEU. But anyway, I want to get into some simple tips to help us along the way in terms of how we will make new decisions this new year. So usually seasonally I'll change and talk about different things that we can do. And today I'm going to focus on how, let me see if I can bring you guys down here. All right, this will be better. I'm going to focus on how we can approach the new year in a new way. So, all right, so simple things that we can begin. Number one, first things first, food timing. Food timing can absolutely shift your entire world, meaning what time of day you're eating and how it can be supported, right? So waking up, hopefully before the sun rises, especially if you're a person that sleeps in the evening, meaning you're not nocturnal. So we are not nocturnal creatures. We do need to sleep as the sun falls and wake as it rises. It just puts your circadian rhythms in a place where you're able to actively support all of your internal systems to get us going, right? So the first thing that you would do in order to support that is have a nutritious and respectfully sized breakfast, right? Some people say, oh, have breakfast first thing in the morning. It's like, have a time where you sit up in your bed and just give thanks. You can meditate, you can journal, you can just take a deep breath, something where you are acknowledging, I am awake, and this is a celebratory thing. Hi, yes for the hearts. Another thing would be to, get up and do all of your morning taking care and just being hygienic by brushing your teeth or scraping your tongue. All of these things are going to be supportive of hygienic, like respectful taking care of your body. And it's your way of just kind of giving your body that, hello, thank you so much for taking care of me. Yeah. Another thing is, let's see, someone said something on here. Another thing is, after you've done your teeth brushing and all of that, the ode and claim to fame in regards to Ayurveda is oil. Oil. It is the one thing in Ayurveda where you are detoxing at the same time as you are creating, like, you're feeding your microbes. They actually eat the moisture off of the skin. So you're doing two things at once by giving yourself nutrients and assimilating and detoxifying, like, simultaneously. So oil is not underrated. And if you want some specifics about what that looks like, please feel free to find an Ayurvedic practitioner or go into the SCU clinic, and they have so many incredible options. I think January 10th through the 21st, there are like half off treatments as well. So please take advantage of that. But getting back to our morning routine, once we have breakfast, one of the first things to do after you've taken care of yourself and you've oiled and you've done some movement and taken a nice shower because you've gotten up before the sun, which gives you more time to do your routine, then you would go have some breakfast, all right? So your breakfast, I will always tell you, it's between 6 and 10 in the morning, which is the coffee time. It's a little bit slower, but it's a great time for you to sit down, have mindful eating where you take a moment to breathe, smell your food, visually see your food, chew your food. Have a moment where you're really just allowing your body to ignite the senses and consume, yeah? And then for lunch, later on in the day, after you've done a little bit of work, whatever that may look like for you, the best time to eat lunch is between 12 and 2, right? 12, the digestion is highest at noon. So You know, sometimes you may be working, but you'll find that if you are in rhythm with your body, that noon is like the best time. Like it's almost like your body's brain is like all the spidey senses are on. It's like, yes, I'm ready to digest. All of those systems are ready to consume and really work at their highest time, which is a reflection of the sun outside, right? Like when the sun is at its highest point, it's kind of a reflection. Nature is constantly giving us like a blanket of a reflection of who we are and how our body operates optimally. And finally, I'll leave you with dinner, right? Side note on lunch, that's the time to have that little treat because you have so much more that your body is willing to do at that time. And saving the evening meal to be your lightest meal, which can be challenging culturally because most of us, family-wise, we all get together in the evening and that might be when we want to feast. But then we give our body this huge project and we just lay down and go to sleep and we don't move, right? So we don't want to do it, definitely not before bed if we can avoid it. But between 5 and 7 for dinner, right? And when I think light, I think, it's still nutritious. So you can do soups and, you want to save all your animal products for that middle of the day if you are in fact having animal products, right? So in the evening, we want to give ourselves grace and say, thank you, body. I'm still going to give you something to just put the button on the day. And also, I'm going to allow you to detoxify the rest of my system. So when the body can digest the majority, the largest meal during lunch, when we come to evening, we're in a situation where, wow, our systems are not challenged and they're not being overloaded with a million things, right? Then the body's like, okay, I don't have to digest food. I can focus on the liver. I can focus on assimilation and the skin and the lymphatic system. All of these incredible systems need their time, and that happens usually while we rest. So, on that note, let's get into some movement, all right? Happy New Year again. I'm so excited that we're doing this. So, let's get into something fun, yeah? New year, new year. So, we'll start just, if it's available to you, you'll sit on your knees. Otherwise, you can get into a chair. So, just having your knees, sitting back here and feeling the spine nice and tall. Take a nice deep inhale into the lower back. You should feel a stretch all across the front of the thighs, the knees, and on the tops of the feet, right? Take a nice deep inhale. The back is nice and long. And exhale. Again, inhale through the nose. And exhale. One more deep breath into the nose. And exhale. Good. And then from this position, we'll have you look to your right, come back to the center, and then look to the left. Then come back to the center, look down towards your belly, come back to the center, and then look all the way up toward the ceiling. And come back to the center, all right? From here, we're gonna reach our right arm forward and just circle it around. Remember, this is something that you can do in the chair. It's great if you're taking, after you've had a break, right? You always wanna give yourself about an hour and a half to digest your food if possible. And then we're gonna do the opposite direction, 3 circles around, breathe, circle. Breathe, just lubricating the shoulder joint, right? Sort of like a little variation on our Padottasana 1, circle, 2, 3, and then reverse it. Yesterday I was doing planks for a very long time, thanks to one of my teachers. My shoulders feel it. All right, we're gonna do the same thing together. So arms are gonna reach out, bend your elbows so they touch you. This is definitely from Padottasana. You're gonna lift your elbows all the way up as you inhale. Exhale. Remember, if it's too hard on your knees to be here, you can come to a seated position in a chair or do crisscross applesauce with the legs. One more time, breathe and circle. Good, and then we're gonna reverse the circle other direction, up and around, lift, and down, and 2. If you're looking for some of these exercises, you'll find them in Asa, Pranayama, Mudra, Bandha, that lovely book by Saraswati, all right? So from here, bring your palms down in front of you. All right, and then we'll have you reach your right arm directly beside you, pushing down into the left hand, arm reaches out, pull the navel in, press into the floor, and then bring that palm down, opposite hand reaches out, and bring it down. We're gonna reach it toward the front of the room, breathe, And down, opposite side, and reach forward, right? And when you reach forward, really think of it like an extension of the crown of the head, right? So your face is parallel to the mat. Reach the right leg directly behind you, stretch it out. And lower it down, opposite leg, and reach it out. And lower it down, and then you're going to do the same thing to the side if it's available. If it's too much for you to lift your leg to the side, very simply, you can bend the knee instead and reach it out to the side. And we'll do the whole cycle again, all right? Reach the arm long, right arm, and lower. And left arm, really using your abdomen, squeezing it in and up, and out to the side, right? Try to keep the palm same line as the shoulder and reach it out. And then reach the right leg back. And reach. So we're just alternating one limb at a time and pressing and reaching through the leg. And then out to the side. And then we're going to combine it. All right? So right arm, left leg. Reach and lower. We'll take that same arm and leg. We're going to reach it, and then we're going to go out to the side. So one arm to the side. Hand and arm goes out. Bring it back. And lower down. Same thing, opposite. So reach long, opposite arm to leg. And then you're going to reach it out to the side, if it's available, right? Let's see, what will this look like if we don't straighten the leg, right? So right arm is going to reach. If you don't straighten the leg and don't straighten the arm, you can just have the arm and leg bent here, just like so. And then you can switch it out to the side so it's bent, like a cactus arm, cactus leg, come back. Same thing, opposite side, bring it off. Back legs up, bent, and bend and reach out to the side. And then bring it back, all right? So that's the variation if you're not doing straight leg. One more round. Reach long. And sweep it out to the side. Long leg, long arm. And then bring it on back. And then lower it down. Same thing, opposite. Reach it on long. The back leg is like an extension of the spine. So feel the spine reaching and lengthening. The arm and leg is an extension of the trunk of the body. And then you'll lower your body down to that seated position that we started with, right? Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And out. Last one. Breathe in. And out. And then from here, we're just going to bring one leg forward, right? So in a lunge position. Now from here, bring your right foot forward or left, and then the opposite foot's going to the back. So you're going to take a nice deep breath. Fingertips are here. So the knee is over the ankle, nice and evenly. Navel's pulled in. Both of the fingertips are going to come down toward the floor. Walk the fingertips forward and then just shift. So you're stretching out the front of that hip. Let the body come forward if it's available to you. And then you're going to bring the hips back as you breathe into the lower back, stretching out the back of the hamstring. And again, if this is too much for you, you can grab a chair and do the same thing standing. And then shift it on back and breathe. One more time. Activate your glutes and push the foot down into the mat. You don't have to go too far. You can just go here, and that's more than enough. All right, and then shift it on back. Take a nice deep breath into the back of that hamstring. Good, and we'll do the same thing. I'm going to switch sides, all right? I see people are talking or saying something. Hi, what's your name? I'm Natalie. And opposite knee goes forward. Take a nice deep breath and shift forward as you stretch through the front of the hip. And shift on back. Take a nice deep breath. And shift it on forward and breathe. Nice tall waist. And remember, you can do the same thing standing. You don't have to be down on the floor. One more time. Breathe and shift. Good. And then bring it on back. Right? So the hips are getting a stretch, hamstrings are getting a stretch, and the lower back. Right? From this position, we'll come down. Both of the knees are going to bend. Right? We're going to go into Bakasana position. So both of the feet come together, palms of the feet, rocking side to side. All right? And then we're going to pull the right knee up as you inhale. Exhale, open the knee. Right? If this is too much to keep both knees open, you can stretch one leg forward. I'm going to take these off so you can see my toes. It's always very useful. All right? And one leg's going to open. So we'll inhale and close the leg. Exhale and open the knee. Inhale, close the leg. Exhale and open the knee. And if this is too much, to straighten the leg forward, you can do the variation with one leg bent and one knee open. Stretch down and bring it back up, right? We'll do 3 rounds and then switch legs. I'll repeat the same thing on this side. Open one knee as you inhale. Exhale, bring it on up. Again, inhale and open. And exhale, bring it back up. And your goal is to keep those ischium bones right underneath the pelvis and stretch them down. So if you can't keep one leg long, feel free to bend that second leg. Inhale to open. And exhale to close. Now, from this position, an opportunity that you have here, if you're not able to keep both of your legs bent or both knees bent, when you're doing the exercise, feel free to put yourself in a position that you can add, like stack something underneath the pelvis if it's too hard for you to just bring your feet together. All right, you're gonna do the same thing. Inhale, bring both knees together as you inhale. Exhale, open the knees. Padottanasana 1 is very approachable by most. It's for the anti-rheumatic group, so all of the joints get all the love. This is borrowed from that fantastic book. And one more time. Asana, pranayama, mudra, bandha, saraswati. Okay? Bringing it back. It's like how we started in the very beginning. All right, so from here, we're going to have you lie sideways, right? And we're going to add a little tag of Pilates, which will be the sideline series that we normally do after we've done a full cycle. But because we've already warmed up our spine, we've opened up our hips, breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, and we've even kind of utilize the front of our pectoral muscles and the shoulder joints, right? So we'll go down here onto the side and work on our obliques as well as our lateral muscles. Feel the body nice and long from here, all right? If you need something underneath your pelvis, feel free to add it. Squeeze the inner thighs together, take a nice deep breath, and you're gonna reach through the bottom legs and lift them off the ground and lower, all right? Zip the navel in and up while you do. Exhale, reach long through the legs. And lower, all right? So it's almost like you're thinking of the bottom leg coming off the floor, lifting the top leg up, right? Reaching through the toes. Again, breathe in and reach, and lower. And while you're here, don't sway your lower back behind you. Find the inner thighs. You can even do like a small little L shape to bring the legs up. Traditionally, in classical Pilates, the legs would be full. And 3 more. And 2 more. One more time. Bring those legs up, squeeze them together, open the legs, squeeze and close. Open them, squeeze and close. And 3. So they're separating as evenly as possible. And then you're squeezing that lower leg up. You'll feel a little bit more in the bottom leg. 5 more because there's gravity. It's 3 more. 2 more. I think I said I skipped 1, so we'll do 1 more. Just for good measure. Good. From here, separate the legs and scissors. 2, 3, 4, and if you want a little bit more fun, you can bring the hand off your leg. If that's too much for your hip, you can put your fingertips down. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and relax the legs, all right? So we did up and down, open and close, back and forth, and now I want to challenge you. You can either repeat one of those 3, or we'll challenge you and you'll make your switches, the scissors, a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put my fingertips down. That's what I need today. Lift both legs off the ground, and then you're just gonna stretch the legs like you're jumping over a large hurdle. And then switch, and we'll do 5 of these, and then switch. And the legs don't absolutely have to be straight, but it really helps you activate your abs if they are. Even if the swings or the scissors are not that big. 2 more. And 1 more time. Good, we'll complete it with the left leg going forward, and relax, all right? Put the hand down onto the floor, look toward your mat, and then push yourself all the way back up. Stretch over to the side, looking toward the feet. And then we'll switch sides, right? So swing the legs all the way around like a break dancer, and then lie all the way down to the second side. So lower the body, squeeze the inner thighs together, and we'll repeat, all right? We'll start with the legs reaching away, slight L shape forward so that way you don't sway into the lower back. Squeezing the inner thighs together, you can place the hands on your thigh, all right, or fingertips in front. All right, here we go. And squeeze and lift. So the lower leg is dominant here, lifting the top leg up by way of the strength of the inner thigh, the adductor. 4 and 5. And try not to kind of curl down if you can. If you need a pillow for your neck, you can use one. 3 more, and 2 more. Good, now stay up. From here, you're gonna open the legs, squeeze and close. 2, squeeze and close. It looks really simple, but it's not. It can be very powerful by using your abs, reaching through both legs and closing them. Good, you can use the bottom hand to press and resist the floor. 2 more, and 1 more. Good, now from here, release and lower the legs down for a moment, all right? And small little beats together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, release, all right? Left leg is often neglected. Now, if you feel like you want to round it out and do that second side with those faster beats, feel free. What I find is most of the people that are in Los Angeles, if you're streaming from LA, we have a tendency to have a little bit of a weakness on the left side just based on driving, right? The right leg is constantly using the pedal, yeah? All right, so from here, let's reach both legs off the ground. Feel free to bring this hand above you if you want to challenge, all right? And then we're gonna we'll start with the smaller swing, so we'll use the fingertips. So 1, and switch, and 2, and switch, and 3. So these are the little mini ones. If you feel any pain in the hip, add a pad. Like if I lift my legs up a little bit higher, it might be a little bit too much for my hip. My hip is quite bony on this mat because I'm not using a padded mat. This is my yoga mat. 2 more. And 1. Good. Relax the legs down. All right. So from here, I find on this side of my body, I start to feel a little bit of fatigue in my neck because my neck is very flexible and stretched. So you can feel free to bring the hand up. And if you do, try not to sink down into the shoulders. Resist the floor by pressing the bottom of the upper arm into the mat. Okay? Or you can balance and lift your head off slightly so it's suspended, getting a little bit of strengthening here. And then you'll do a bigger swing. All right? 1, and swing. I'm going to use my hand because I need my hand for this. 3. This is the larger version. We're just doing 5 of these. 2 more. 1 more time. And 1. So I recommend most people, if you find yourself you're a little bit more bony in your hips, use a pad. Because once you start to lift your legs off the floor, you'll feel that kind of pressure in the mat. Yeah? Okay. So moving right along from there, I want you to, we're going to do this exercise called hip circles. All right? Also a Pilates-born exercise, classically speaking, right? Now you have 2 options, right? You can either come down onto the elbows, and I recommend coming down on the elbows to start. We're gonna start with a really respectful, approachable version. And feel free to take it out if you have any issues or if you have like a herniated, anything. At this point, if you have an injury and you have not checked in with your GP, I need you to do that because I want you to be safe, right? Respect your body, respect its boundaries. Press the palms down so your chest is lifted. Then you have this beautiful engagement of your deltoids and your upper back muscles. Pull the abdomen in. You're going to pull the knees in toward the chest. And this in itself should activate your lower abdomen, right? And if it's easy for you, wonderful, right? We're going to start here whether you're advanced or beginner, right? And then you'll just let the knees go over to the left shoulder. Squeeze the inner thighs. Go over to the right shoulder. Notice my back is not sinking. And over to the left. And over to the right. So you're literally swiveling the knees from side to side like windshield wipers, right? Side to side. And we're doing this as a preparation to a bigger exercise called hip circles, right? If you want more of a challenge, you can lengthen through your legs, right? Reach, and reach, and reach, and reach, right? Now, from this position, you're going to circle the knees around without collapsing. Circle and circle. So it's really nice on the lower back. As long as you're using your upper body, you'll definitely feel it in the shoulders. Oh, good. And relax. All right. From this position, if you want to challenge yourself, you can bring your fingertips behind you, right? So you have the option to be down on the elbows, which we started here, right? Lifting up through the front of the chest, or bringing your body up higher, stretching the chest, and then pulling the knees in. You will feel your abs here. You will, okay? Circle the knees around. So this is the modification. Just circling one direction and circling the other. So you'll feel it in the hip flexors and the abs, depending on your body's weakness, all right? Nice little circle, and then other direction, all right? That's the beginning version, right? Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge this 2026, if you haven't, everybody has had a challenge at some point, and today might be your special day, right? So reach your fingertips back, knees come into the chest, reach the legs long, and you're gonna circle around and bring it up, and circle it around and bring it up. One more time each direction. It's pretty powerful. You should feel it. If you are not feeling this, I need to check to make sure your heartbeat is happening, because I definitely do. All right? So inner thighs, adductors, abdomen, hip flexors, all of it, right? And rest. All right, now from here, we're gonna lay on our belly, do a simple posterior exercise before we move into our little cool down, yeah? So onto the belly, lying flat. Bring your palms down underneath your forehead. I'm gonna scoot up a tiny bit. Take a nice deep breath into your lower back here. And notice when you breathe into your nose how you lengthen through the whole length of the spine. Particularly, I feel an expansion in my lumbar. So breathe deeply into the sacral and lower back area. And then exhale. And now press the tops of the feet into the floor. You're going to breathe in as you push down into one leg, lift the opposite up. Do your best to have integrity in your pelvis, meaning don't allow it to just dump down. Find the balance by lifting your abdomen and pressing into a foot and lower. You're going to do that twice more. Reach and lift and lower and reach and lift. Let's switch legs. Same thing opposite side. Reach and lift and lower and lift and lower and reach. Good, then we're going to do both legs. Pull the abdomen in, reach long, lower down. And reach. Notice my abs are not dropping. They're lifting up as high as they can. And two more. Once more, breathe and reach. From here, keep the legs off the ground if possible. You're going to squeeze the legs together and open it. Notice the muscles. Notice the differences while you're here versus when you were laying on your side, what it feels like. You'll find it in your glutes, inner thighs, hamstrings, calves, right? Flex the feet and do the same thing, 5 if possible. You can lower the legs a little bit. If that can't happen, you can keep them soft or you can point the toes. 3 more, try to evenly squeeze those inner thighs together as tight as you can. And then to challenge you, reach through the toes again and give me small little tiny beats. Beat, 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 and breathe. Breathe and beat the heels together. You should feel a fire in between the legs, inner thighs. Seat and relax. All right, sit down onto your heels for a child's pose. Release the forehead. Great. All right, and from this position, we'll do a Z formation, okay, if possible, right? Definitely another hip scenario. So if this is not possible for your body, skip it. It's okay to skip things, right? So from here, you're just gonna literally turn around and feel a stretch through the front of the hip. If you can't, skip it. You can also do Malasana, which is another variation I'll show you at the very end. And you're literally just looking all the way around the room, stretching out the spine as you go, pulling the abdomen in and looking toward the back of the room, and then you're gonna bring your whole pelvis all the way back to the front of the room. All right, and breathe, and then shift again. You can do this with legs together or apart. And then bring it all the way back, right? It's literally carrying the spine and letting the pelvis kind of rock back and forth and stretching out through the front of the hip flexor. Breathe. And then swing it opposite direction. All right, same thing. Bend the knees. Shift one way, breathing. And bring it all the way back. Same thing, and breathe and shift. And this is not for your average person, right? But if you want, you can literally do a variation of this by just sitting on the ground, and you'll focus more on the spinal structure, lengthening up through the waist, stretching, and then returning. Good. And then bring it on back. All right. So I'm just going to bend this knee and stretch the opposite side. I think we did that on the first side, but just in case we did. My right side needs an extra little stretch. All right. And to balance it out, just in case you didn't do it here as well, same thing. All right. And this stretch can also be done without the lower legs. All right. So on that note, we'll end with a very simple pranayama exercise, which is something that I feel like is underrated. People always think of pranayama as just like a breathing exercise, when in reality, it's doing more than just breath. It's actually helping you unblock energy channels inside of your system and your body and your pathways. So yeah, there is breathing happening, but you're almost utilizing the breath to help literally kind of clear things internally, all right? So when you think of breathing, it's incredibly powerful, but if you think of it on an even more subtle level, the way that we're going and we're thinking of breath is like utilizing it to really help move all of that air and space quality downward, as well as help regulate the nervous system. The parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system is like, we need regulation, right? So this is a fantastic way to do that. We'll keep it really simple. We'll just do the box breathing. So picture a beautiful box, right? And I want you to, I like to use the color gold, right? But you can put whatever color or even the intention inside of your box. So find your box, make it, see it, visualize it, and then we're gonna breathe around that box, yeah? We're gonna take 4 counts, and we're gonna inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And as you do the breathing, you're gonna trace your box for 4 counts, hold 4 counts, exhale 4 counts, and then hold again, right? While you're doing the breathing, place your intention and whatever your needs are and just really visualize it being in that box. It's almost like you're magnifying that center place in the box. And you're utilizing your breathing to help you kind of guide along and make that special particular space inside the box protected. Yeah, that's a good way to visualize it. Or what speaks to you, what works for you, all right? So we'll move into it now, and I'll count you through for the first 3, and we're just gonna do 6, all right? Here we go. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3. Good. Hold. All right. So I'll just talk you through it one more time, right? So there's no confusion. Here's our box. We're breathing. Inhale. Across. Hold. Exhale. Across, hold. So each time you go across your box, when you visualize it, whichever way you begin to draw it, that's always a period where you're holding the breath. All of the breathing's happening in through the nose and out through the nose, all right? So we'll do this last 4 sets. 1 I'll demonstrate, and the last 3 you'll do on your own, okay? Here we go. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold across, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose, down. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. Hold. Exhale and hold. Hold across. Inhale and up the box. Hold across the box. Exhale down the box through the nose. And hold again. All right, one more time for good measure. Breathe in up along the box. Hold, draw across the box. And down the box, exhale. And hold. Last time. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Good. And return to your natural breathing. When you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see you back here. I'm excited for another lovely year with you. And remember that you don't have to do it alone. You can come here on Thursdays at 1 p.m. and we can do it together, all right? And maybe be clear and present and peace around us. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Natalie Rand, Ayurvedic practitioner and Pilates and yoga extraordinaire. Have a great day.